If you had to place every Big Ten team into just three tiers, contenders, mid tier, and spoilers, where would you put your squad? Because today we're talking Big Ten football and we're going team by team to find out who's built to win it all and who's just here to shake things up. Stick around until the end and we'll let you know who we believe is the pride of the conference. But first, let's kick things off with the spoilers. These are the teams that won't be in the title hunt, but could wreck someone else's dreams along the way. Maryland is in a clear rebuild. New quarterback, key pieces gone. They've got just enough to sneak a surprise win, but bowl eligibility alone would be a solid year. This Rutgers team was already struggling to score, and now they've lost their most dynamic weapon. But when Greg Schiano is your head coach, you can ugly up a game. They're just not built to win shootouts or survive long stretches of physical play. Preston Stone transfers in at quarterback for Northwestern. But let's be honest, this is still a long-term rebuild. Depth is thin, and they'll struggle to stay competitive over 4 quarters with the league's big boys. The Boilermakers went 1-11 last year. That wasn't a typo. Now they've got a brand new head coach and 0 returning starters on a defense that gave up 40 a game. They might punch up once or twice, but don't expect more than spoiler vibes. There's potential with Jonathan Smith at the helm, but this Michigan State roster is thin. They're unproven, and they're still searching for an identity. Could they improve? Sure, but this year is more about foundation than contention. The bottom tier in the Big Ten isn't without bite, but don't expect titles here. These are your chaos agents. They'll pull 1 or 2 shockers, and that's what makes college football great. All right, so we know who's showing up to cause chaos. Now, we're diving into those teams looking to crash the party. Let's break down the mid-tier of the Big Ten. These are your dark horses, the what if everything clicks squads. The Fighting Illini ended last season hot, and they bring back some real muscle up front. The schedule is favorable, and this team is tough, but quarterback play and defensive consistency, those are the major factors that are going to decide this season. Rules build is ahead of schedule. The D is salty. The roster's deeper, and if quarterback one delivers, Nebraska's winning 8+ games and knocking on the door of the top tier. The Hawkeyes actually scored last season, and Mark Gronkowski at quarterback could make things dangerous again. The defense will always show up, and that schedule gives them a chance to steal some big ones. SC has elite skill guys and a big-name coach, but they're still trying to play Big Ten football in a Big 12 body. If they can stop the run and toughen up the defense, this team makes a New Year's 6 run. I want to talk to the locker room. If you can't play for one another, at least leave it all on the field for your coach. His job might depend on it. Last season, Indiana's offense was fun to watch. This season will be decided by good quarterback play and momentum because the depth's not there. And in this league, depth matters. Great mid-tier team. Favorable schedule again. 8 and 9 wins if the defense hangs in. The Badgers are tough on defense, but the offense, yeah. Unless they find a quarterback who can push the ball, we're talking another hovering around 500 season. The Huskies left the Pac-12 with so much promise. Their schedule is full of coin flip games, and they've got a lot of maybe pieces. Could swing up or drop fast. Darius Taylor can tote the rock, and the O-line brings experience. But the Golden Gophers are young on defense and green at quarterback. They'll hang around that 9-win ceiling unless things break their way. Nico is talented, no question. But UCLA struggled with the Big Ten physicality last year. If he adjusts fast, they'll upset someone. If not, 5 to 7 wins feels about right here. This is the Big Ten's wild card tier. A few of these teams are a quarterback breakout away from being something special. But for now, they're sitting outside the circle of trust. Now we're talking the contenders, the predators, the teams that will be hunted all season long. Will they remain at the top of the food chain or get caught looking ahead and slip up? These are the teams built for championship runs, and anything less is a disappointment. Let's kick things off with the defending national champs. Yeah, the Buckeyes lost stars to the draft, but this roster is loaded. Julian Sain steps in at quarterback, and Jeremiah Smith might be the best player in the country. The defense lost bodies, but they reloaded with 5 stars and portal studs. Add in the schedule, they're favored in nearly every game. Until proven otherwise, the Big Ten runs through Columbus. Now, the big question is, can they break this Michigan win streak? You know what? Let me mind my South Florida business. I had no right even bringing that up. Some people argue that Coach James Franklin has put together the most complete roster in the league. Aller is back, the backfield is nasty, and the D just got a massive boost by landing Jim Knowles from Ohio State. This team came up short last year, but now they've got the experience and the hunger to finish the job. Mark it down. Penn State is a legit national title threat. The only thing standing in their way is a head coach that can't win big games. Time to change that narrative. I know the season didn't end the way that the Ducks wanted it to, especially after coming into the Big Ten in year one and winning it all. But let's talk about the CFP. Oregon's draw showed us just how flawed the new system is. They were rewarded what seemed to be the toughest route to the championship as the #1 seed. That's last year. Let's focus on today. New year, new quarterback, Dante Moore. But this offense is still scary. And the defense, legit. They've got star power, depth, and swagger. If Moore lives up to the hype, Oregon is absolutely a playoff team again. Look, Michigan fell off a little bit in 2024, but don't bury them yet. The talent is still there, and this defense might be better than last year. The offense is more balanced, and that physical identity hasn't gone anywhere. If the new quarterback hits, Michigan's right back in the title mix. But if all else fails, just extend the win streak in the big game. There you have it. Ohio State, Penn State, Oregon, and Michigan. That's your Big Ten top tier headed into 2025. Now it's your turn. Who's bringing home the Big Ten crown? Drop your picks in the comments and let me know who's too high, who's too low, and who you've got crashing the party. And if you're here for real college football breakdowns with no fluff, no bias, just straight talk, go ahead and follow, subscribe, and stay tapped in. If you want to break down some more campus chaos, then click this video. Let's discuss which ACC team will be on the top of the standings when the season ends.